It's another beautiful day. If you hear my voice, then you know what time it is. How about them Cowboys? Hey man, not to mention that we stopped playing our starters in the third quarter. This is a magnificent week, man. We going for that number one spot, man. We going for the number one spot. Hey, welcome to the Black Super Friends.
Hey, good evening. I'm your host tonight, Magnifico. And as the year closes out, we're going to have a show. And tonight, you may be privileged to hear some of our confessions. This show was started 2 years ago. Probably this is our third season. The premise of the show was with me to record and share some of the intimate conversations that I had with my best friends. Some of the conversations were impactful. They definitely helped each other grow. Were they crass? Absolutely. Were they tough? Pretty much. But at the end of the day, they are real conversations that I think anybody listening could learn to appreciate. So as I start to show off, I want to talk to the man that ruined our introduction, talking about the Dallas Cowboys, who this week beat a team that had no name. And if you don't have a name, you don't have an identity. So why would you really want to play and feel good about playing if you don't have a name or identity? So, I just wanted to add that into the fine print of the Dallas Cowboys winning the game that they showed no integrity by beating another team so viciously. But I will digress, and I will introduce one of my best friends that you will know tonight as Mr. Hardy of the Black Super Friends
Hey
podcast.
man, hey, we didn't know what to call them, so we just beat them like they stole something, man. And I must say that, man, Washington as the state capital, you got to get a name for that team. You just got it. Nobody gonna respect you, man. You have it. You know what I'm saying? A cowboy with no boots or no horse. That's how they is. They just walking around. It's cowboys with no boots and horse. But welcome back to the Black Super Friends. Hey man, this was we started off this show, like he said, it's our third season, man, and talking to Horace, and then Horace got us all on the phone. Me, Chris, and Zay had an idea of us having our same conversation that we have amongst each other, and letting the world into our, like be a fly on the wall in our little barbershop talk. And I must say that I was a little hesitant at first, and time constraint and just feeling like I don't want to be on TV or on the internet. But I'm glad I said yes, because I think over the years I've seen, as I go back and watch the shows, how much we've grown, how much healing we've done, how much stuff we got off our chest, and still how much I've learned about these three gentlemen when I knew them so long. There's so much stuff that I've learned in these 3 years that I've been around and stayed with most of them and hung out, and I've been through life and death situations, and there's still some stuff within 3 years on talking on this show that I just found out about these people. You know what I'm saying? So I know that if it's that impactful for me, I know it has to be amazing for y'all. So I just want to say congratulations to all of us for 3 years, and let's just keep this going because I believe this is just the beginning of what we have in store for the world. So man, congratulations, thank God, and Chris, what you got?
Man, first I want to give a big shout out to the cast member that isn't here, Zay. Be safe on that road, my brother. But dog, just think about this started at your wedding. The thought of this started at your wedding. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a time where we shared going out of the country together, and basically had to depend on each other there. And this is what the inspiration of it started. It fueled it from there because if you remember, we was arguing at these people establishment loud as hell and everything like that. But that was the fuel that started this, man. So I appreciate. Very appreciative of going to the wedding. I'm very appreciative of the show, man. Like you said, I've learned things about you guys that I never knew, and I've been knowing y'all over 20 years. And not only that, I've said things publicly on this show that I've never said to no one. So, man, I appreciate y'all, but you know what I appreciate the most? I appreciate everybody that tunes in every Monday, even if you tune in every other Monday, or if you tune in one Monday out of the month. And I really appreciate the people that show love every Monday. The Mias, the Ambers, the you know what I'm saying, the Shelleys who just started, man. I appreciate the guys, Derek Burns, I know I'm missing a lot. Quentin, a lot of the guys that showed up and showed love from the beginning. Even KY Kim, you know what I'm saying, who our arch nemesis, man. We appreciate everybody that ever showed us love, that ever tuned in, that ever shared it, and we're gonna just keep on going, man. This is going into the third year, and yeah, man, we really really appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Well, let me go. I was over here tagging and formatting stuff. I will say that 2021, man, I really appreciate you guys for taking that journey. Uh, I just remember those Saturdays at the house. One thing I tell people that I'm blessed to have a friendship, and you watch those corny TV shows like Friends and Seinfeld, but we were blessed to have that, man. Those years on 34th and S, man, those years on H Avenue, whether it was in front of Man and Pop House, it was Mario House or my house. Man, we were damn near like the little rascals for a long time. And we got so many. Before the show, we were telling stories, man. But the brotherhood that we've had is simply amazing. And listen, if you think we all just high fiving, no, we've had some conversation where we end up getting musky from arguing and debating anything from sports to relationships to friendships. Ain't no telling what's going on, but I thank you guys for taking this journey, man. Because when we first started out, I think our first show was like 2 hours long, and we just talked about everything under the sun. So I thank you guys, and I definitely have seen you guys evolve over the last couple of years, man. Drilling into that heart of Chris Leo 2022. Yeah, bro, that was a journey. And Mario has always been the old man with the wisdom that bring everything into perspective. And and I must say, when he wrong, he going down with a fight. So he is the great debater. So in recap, that was you know what, I'm gonna use that as our 2021 recap. Our lives have forever been changed because of COVID. I want to shout out Dr. TT Tamika Manning from the Chambers Talk Show in the comments, who always serves the amazing thirst traps. But she
That
is a great
tall glass of water.
yeah. Well, she's a great host on her show. I tell her to do more work. But COVID has changed our lives, but real men, real people adapt. So, 2021 was an interesting year. I have my feelings about 2022, but we'll see how that goes. Chris, Mario, y'all got something to add?
I just want to say, I know if Zay was here, he'll speak about his accomplishments, and I don't want to outline his life, but I know he's been through a lot this year. You know what I'm saying? The losing, he lost his cousin. He was coming off of losing his daddy, but then at the end, he accomplished something. I'm gonna let him tell it that he been really waiting to accomplish, and I was so proud to see him do that and getting to the next level of his success, man. And sometimes one of these guys will call me and tell me something good happened, and they don't even know. Sometimes I'd be like, man, stressed out at work or something like this, and I'd be like, man, because that's the kind of I really get happy when something happened good for my homeboys. So them calling me, telling me, and this year I could say, man, I really appreciate them calls. You know what I'm saying? That, hey, bro, this just happened to me. You know what I'm saying? When Chris became a manager, when Horace got his house, like I was like, man, this is like, cause sometimes in life, not to go on, you can see like, I remember when Chris first got that job. I remember him saying, I'm just gonna work for you. Then to go to now you're a manager. And I remember when Horace moved out of his first house and said, you know what, bro, I'm finna buy me another house this year. And then like, bro, so on this, and then I'm a home inspector. Say, bro, should this dude calling me about home inspector? Next thing you know, boom, we got a house. Then I come down there and shit. Now I go to my dog house when I come down there. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to waste my monies. so I appreciate that, man. I appreciate y'all, man. It's good to sit back and look at us grow, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. I still haven't christened that crib of Horace yet, so we
You're
gonna
getting
get there.
close.
We gonna get there. We gonna definitely get there. It's enough rooms in there. I will get me one. I'm gonna knock down some.
Oh boy, listen. And the funny part is that was a goal of yours off the top.
Like soon as I see it, like
It's quite the chateau now. It's quite the chateau. I ain't gonna lie. Now I was happy for my boy. You know, I definitely was, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially a black man to own a home is already a hard process. And to go through it to yourself and man, kudos, man.
Appreciate it. Coming through those gates every day, boy. I do feel a little arrogant looking at the visitors line when I come through the gate. So,
you peasants.
hey man. So in 2021, what are y'all leaving? What are y'all leaving in 2021, Chris?
For me, I'm leaving my comfort zone. That's the number one thing I want to leave. I think that our comfort zone is the thing that holds us back. You know, so I think my comfort zone is filled with fear. So fear is going to be one of the things that I'm going to leave. I think that fear gives me analysis paralysis. So I think of an idea, but then that sort of that doubt creeps in, that little fear creeps in, and then I'll try to overanalyze it, and then I end up not doing it. So I want to leave fear for number one thing in 2021, because I think that if I could do that, if I could leave the fear, it's nothing. I've never ever put my all into something and it didn't turn out okay. At the minimal, it didn't turn out okay. So that's one thing I'm gonna leave in 2021: fear and my comfort zone. What else? Doubt. I want to leave that in stop doubting. Don't want to doubt myself. I want to believe in everything I put my heart into. So that's definitely, even with hollering at women, man. Like, you know how sometimes you get they should be with a group and you say, I don't want to holler at her because she at the group. I'm walking up on them groups from now on. If she on the phone, I don't care. I'm walking up on her while she's on the phone. I just don't care. Even if she's with her female girlfriend, I might just walk up on that situation like that. But yeah, man, you know, that's comfort zone is definitely what I want to leave in 2021, my comfort zone.
I might just walk over to her and say, hey, be organic.
Exactly. We both like women, so we got something in common already.
Right. Mario.
That's crazy because it's not staged, but that's exactly what I had too. You know, it's funny because I'm the kind of person always telling people, hey, bro, you got it. Go ahead. But at the end of this year, I kind of noticed that I had a fear of going back to where I used to be. Like sometimes you accomplish a lot of stuff in life, and then you get to the point where, like, okay, I've been at this job for a while. I kind of know how everything going. I'm growing, my business growing, but then it's something else saying, man, you could do more. You could do more. But then that stepping out means it's uncertain. There's no certainties and, like, familiarities, and I know how to do this great. So stepping out and then getting around a different group of people sometimes it make you feel like a little less than, or like not worthy to be in some of the rooms that I've been invited into in this year, 2021. And I think Horace told me at the beginning of the year, like, bro, you got to start going into rooms and understanding like the power that you do have, like you really do have. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes by me understanding and being a good listener and a number two, just as good as I am a number one, I kind of sit back sometimes when I get in a certain room to soak up energy. But then sometimes that I need to project more. You know what I'm saying? So I think one of the things I'm going to leave is, like Chris said, my fear, because that's all it is. It's fear. At the end of the day, it's just the fear of being let down, the fear of being wrong, or the fear of failing. When I've tried so much stuff in my own life, and like Chris said, I might have delayed my gratification, but at the end, I still succeeded. So that's one of the things I'm going to do. And then another thing, I'm leaving my complacentness with my social group. See, a lot of times, even when I move to Atlanta, when I go to places, I tend to gravitate to the people who are like me, to people who kind of think like me, the people who kind of moving like me. They in the same surroundings. They even use the same language as me. But I do have the ability to go outside of those groups. But those are the groups that feel like home. So I told myself in 2022, I'm gonna start pushing myself to get in environments where I feel uncomfortable, where I feel like I gotta let down a little more, when I feel like I am the only one in the room who think like this, and my perspective is known, and it's probably need to be said because they never heard it. So I think that's one of the things I'm gonna leave behind also. And that's about it, man. I think if I do that right there, it's gonna unlock another side of me that I don't even see, I haven't even seen yet. So that's what I'm gonna leave behind. What you got, Horace?
If I leave anything in 2021, it will be grieving. Grieving for one, because this Christmas, y'all be proud of me. I did a little short film and I got to edit. But for years, on Christmas, I would stay in the house. I would just lay in the bed, and I kind of robbed my nephews and my family of coming around. If I come out, I come get something to eat and go back in the house. Bro, people talk about grieving. It might be 10, 20. I always say it's been like 10 years. No, I find out my mom and my grandma probably been dead close to 20. But Christmas is tough for me because it's died at Christmas. So that's one thing that I left. Yesterday, I was so intentional on Christmas about getting out the house, which was not an easy task. Second of all, thanks to Mario and some things that Chris said this year, I am going to be 100% assured of what I think. God has gave me a gift to see stuff before other people. I just see things in a different way, and I would question some of the stuff and miss out. I've missed out on some $1 million deals too many times because I'm second guessing or I'm trying to get everybody else to get to see it. Like, oh, you don't see this, and nah, I'm not doing that anymore, and I'm going to lose procrastination because I will work hard to get that check. Then I get that check. I'm cigars. I'm golfing. I am Daddy Warbucks. Then when that check, and then the account get low. Oh, I gotta get to the money. Now I'm panicking. I'm stressed out. I don't know what it is. If I ain't hungry, I ain't really hustling to my full extent. I'm sitting home thinking more than doing. When I ain't got it, I'm doing and thinking, and I'm on my grind. I'm on my hustle. So I'm gonna leave that in 2021 for sure. And I don't think none of us can afford not to be a better version of us ourselves in 2022 because the financial markets, Joe Biden, and COVID just seems to keep it's not going anywhere anytime soon. And my Joe Biden joke's being left in 2021 because somebody said F Joe Biden and the feds want to kick their house in. So, some petty stuff. So freedom of speech is out the window. And listen, I don't even know who installed doors where I stay at. So I don't need that bill this year.
Hey
Good on.
man, I got a question for y'all, man. So dating 2022. I seen, speaking of breakthroughs, I've seen I believe Chris get to a place of understanding with himself and understanding what he want to be. Like I feel, as his homeboy, that his friend, that I really seen him develop into like, nah, bro, I want this. And kind of like get to a point of like where he going. He shared some stuff with me that kind of blew me away, and I've been seeing him do that, and I've been very proud. And Horace, I believe that he kind of like worked through some stuff with his divorce and like really like ripped the band-aid off of that situation. You know what I'm saying? I think, as men, sometimes we hold it together. So I want to know, man, is y'all bachelors? You know what I'm saying? I want to know what are y'all dating plans for 2022? How do y'all look to bring in this year? I'm hoping somebody say it's gonna be serious, so I can go throw some rice and put on another suit. But what you got, man? What you got? Start with Horace. Horace, tell me what you got, man.
Turn your mic on first.
Well, I'm gonna really disappoint you, Mario, because I have a new ideology. All right.
Uh-oh.
So I will say this: I did a post not too long ago. When you ask God help you with your patience, you get number tests. All right. You say God help me with anger, you get things that test your anger. This year, I was vocal and open, saying I was open to be married and I wanted a wife, and I received nothing but, less than desirables in my trajectory. You know what I mean? For a long time, I'm good at. I got something, but that's another story right now. Classified. But listen, so let me go back. My dating goals right now is to remain focused, right? And just keep improving me, because honestly, when you do meet that person, it don't be like you think it do. It be, you might be at the gas station, it might be the day you say you just gonna run up to the store to get some bread, Chris, and you got on a tank top and you looking awful, and that'd be the damnedest thing. That's when you meet people be the most awkward ways and scenarios. So my dating goals for this year, man, is to um, be optimistic, but I honestly ain't spending as much time as I did this year focused on love and relationships. I think I I feel like I'm staying positive because I could be pessimistic. It's ladies, y'all tough. It's hard to have conversations with some of y'all, and I kept running into some broken people or people that just got out of divorce, a long term relationship. So I need to focus and see why that happened a lot with me. Um, so yeah, man, I'm gonna stay focused and whatnot, and I'm not gonna say I want a wife. I just, hey, if it happens, I definitely will be in a position where I can receive love, and I definitely be in a position where I feel like I can definitely be something that a woman prayed for.
Mm, that's
Mm.
big. That's big. Chris, what you got?
Well, I'm making room. You know what I'm saying? I said I'd make room. I don't want to do nothing concrete, but I am making room. I've got into my ambiguous arguments with my roster of chicks that I've dealt with to try to cleanse my whole roster out and get rid of them before the new year. So I've faked arguments and fake got mad and just to clear out the roster because I kind of want to make space. I don't want to leave stuff from other relationships or other women so that she would have to clean that out. You know what I'm saying? When if she does come in, so I've been actually just making space for that opportunity. Now I still got my goals first. I want to build a castle. I'm a king, so I want to build a castle first, and then get the queen in there. But like I said, I'm making space. I'm in it. I'm gonna try my best to see if I can screw one at a time. That's the number one goal. Screwing one at a time. I've never actually did that ever in my life. So I think it's going to be kind of tough. But it's something that I look forward to another challenge again. Like I said, leaving my aunts. These are nephews, dude. No nieces, no nephews.
Damn.
But yeah, like that's something that I never tried before in my life, sleeping with one woman at a time or whatever. So I'm gonna definitely try to do that. Uh as far as like even with
It's a great
even
man.
with yeah, yeah. even with like Horace saying about Christmas, man, I didn't even like I haven't been celebrating because I think that's a family thing or whatever. So if I start back celebrating, I would like to celebrate it with a family. And then even going down to see my family, man. I get tired of them asking me about when I'm gonna get in a relationship. I get tired of that. My sister constantly bothering me about getting with someone, and like you see in the comments. So I get tired of that. So at some point, I might make an attempt. But first thing first, just trying to definitely build a castle first, and then we'll look into that.
Mario.
That's some good that's a good tips. One thing you said I just want to touch on before we go to the next thing is one of the first when I asked one of my homeboys who had been married for a while, I was like, damn, bro, how you did it? Like how you go from, because some people you can take advice from that had the ability to attract a lot of women and have stables. And some dudes just saying it. But when you look at a real comrade in the eye and see why he left the battlefield, you take heed a little bit more. And he told me that he was like, bro, before you start working on a relationship, just work on being with one woman. Like work on being with one woman and sleeping with one woman because you 15, 20 years of your life, you've tried to do the opposite every day. You've been trying to get as many women as you can, hit as many women as you can. So before you start trying to lock something down, work on actually just being with one woman, because that's a task all in itself, mentally more than physically. And that right there gets you to a place of self control for a man. Go ahead,
You
bro.
know what? You know what, Mario? I wanted to say this in the beginning. The thing that I had to stay encouraged about and focus on. Listen, I have ways. You ever feel like you meet somebody and you think is it, and then it don't be it, and then you meet somebody like the conversation. I hate wasting good mental energy or good conversation, man. And I think even on the show when you share, your dating aspects with the ladies in the comments, they don't really grasp it. You know what I mean? Like a dude taking time to talk to you and give you that. Like it's men, everybody on this thing is busy, bro. We are busy. Being men is a job. Or being a man is a job in itself. But yes, I have wasted I've spent some mental energy and conversation I can't get back, man. And you would think that's where the connection should be at. But I'm staying encouraged, man. But I'm not gonna focus on dating like I did last year. You know what I mean? And I'm definitely, my motto. I'm definitely not feeding nobody unless we get to that place, man. So I don't apologize for that. But I've met some people that are dating that shouldn't be dating, and I want whether it's man or female, I think you should, put the best product possible out there, man. But mentally, bro, it's tough out here, ladies. I'm sorry. Some of y'all are hurt. And I got that man paying for what the last Joker did. I'm not. So sorry,
Mm.
Mario, for my rant.
That's what the piggyback off what you said. That's what makes Norman's post comment so important, man. One who stimulates my mind as well as my loins. That's exactly what I'm looking for. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to engage in thought provoking conversation and conversation that's touchy, that's not easy to have, but people dealing with somebody that have the mental capacity to look past the emotional aspect of the conversation and let's get to the nitty gritty of it, because I think that that's what you're going to need moving forward. You know what I'm saying? We're older, so a lot of the people, most of the time we're going to get with people that's stuck in their ways. So the art of communication and the art of conversation is going to come play a big part in that more than anything else. I think because I didn't did a lot of screwing, so
But I
hopefully.
think I think that
It's everywhere though, Chris. That's
concentrating
what we
in
be saying.
concentrating in is gonna help that too though. One thing I seen that when I even though the first woman I focused on wasn't the one that I ended up with, I'm gonna say this. It taught me a lot about kicking out that outside noise. And I seen how much dealing with multiple women, you take on, me and Horace talked about this one day, you take on all their problems too. Like if you're a man with a big heart, you're a leader, you're an alpha male, and that's who y'all are. Y'all are men who want to fix stuff, want to be a good, solid guy. So if you're dealing with four women, then and one of them got a flat tire, one of them don't have this, one of them mentally stressed at work, one of them this, you taking on all this stuff. So when one of them might be telling you how good that day is, that's good. So now you feel like the other one needs you more. So it's like it's just always emotionally pulling you one different places, and you can't sit down and really just kind of grasp a common ground or even plant yourself deep enough to grow on. But when you focus on one person, whether it work out or not, I think you get more out of the whole relationship, whatever it turned out to be, because I think you call them a little more because you don't have as many people to talk to. You go
Yeah,
out a little more because you're not going out with three other people.
Yeah.
You Netflix and chill a little more because it's not three other girls you're trying to push her out to get with. So by default, I think you will learn a lot more from her because it'll only be one her.
Yeah.
Mario, I was going to say, believe it or not, and I said this on record, as much as people talk about they looking for somebody, there's a certain group of women that I mean that they're not looking for a relationship. They're looking for some occasional pipe, some occasional dates, and
Right? Then
they
you
just
gotta say to yourself, like I'm better than that. So
oh yeah,
if
I
you
know
meet
that,
them,
but I'm saying
no,
that is a lot of what's
it
going on
is.
right now. A lot of people didn't
Oh, it
check
is.
that.
It is. It's a lot of women who have done gave up and said, you know what, I just settled for this, and that's what it is. And this, or Not even gave up. This is what they want. This is the point of their life they want. You got to get them out of your life because all they're doing is setting you back.
But listen, they don't like Chris. Listen, I'll say this before we go. A lot of chicks don't know what they want till they get that. You give them that championship meet, and then all of a sudden, now I'm confused. Now it's a relationship. But I'm sorry, Chris.
Speaking of confused women, Falous, you say you've been on a hiatus. No, you have not. You've been on a forced hiatus. You ain't just been giving up men. You can't. You ain't the man that you want is not walking through the door, Falous, because you have too many rules. Lower them, and maybe he will come. Prince Charming will come through and bring that slipper. But until then, you're on a forced hiatus.
You know what kills me on this show? When we talk about certain women and women be like, well, who y'all meeting? Like, y'all don't know these people. Like, we just making up these people at times. Like, come on, it's a conversation. We being transparent. Like, you don't know the homegirl that just wants some some championship meat and
Right.
occasional.
And like what Horace saying, standing in Atlanta, that's a high group of women. I don't even think they lowering their standards. I think that's just where they at right now. I think they probably worked hard, or maybe some of them just getting out of marriage for a long time. You know, when I was on the dating scene, you get a lot of women who like they're not settling, they just having fun in their 40s and their 50s because they probably was married or raised kids all from their 20s and their 30s. And they saying, bro, I don't want to be settled down no more. I just want to, I got money. I got social status. I just want to be out here slanging and wanging, and then I get up and go to work the next day and be doctor da 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 or professor blah blah blah. And then that's who, you know what I'm saying? That's who they feel like they want to be.
They don't want to answer to nobody. That's the biggest thing. I come and go as I please. You see Quentin, his comment, man, I had a woman come over for dinner a few months back. She cut, didn't talk to me no more because I didn't make a move on her. So, hey, bro, we got some unique problems on the high value side too.
And but Quentin probably had on the Patriots jersey.
Yeah,
probably.
I had to get him. No, but I always look at it like this. You know, sometimes I used to feel like Quentin, me and Chris used to laugh when we was in Orlando, like, man, this blimey got me. Or you try to play the role like I'm gonna take it slow this time, and then it backfire on you, and then you be like, yeah, because it's chess out here now. But then I always say that sometimes don't be God just helping you, because you never know what might have happened if that had happened. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can look back and say, boy, I'm glad I ain't hit her. Boy, I'm glad I ain't go down that road. In hindsight, you know what I'm saying?
One of my first dates out the gate was a thing where we had a conversation. I knew her for a long time. She also said, all men out here, all they want to do is have sex. And me and me trying to have sex on the first night. We go out, then we just hanging out, chilling, cause thinking we friends. End of the night, she jump on me, like kissing on me and all that stuff. So I'm like, okay. So I didn't try her because of what you said. Next day, text me, oh, you're a nice guy, but you don't seem to be into me. I'm like, bro, I was so confused. Like, you know what I mean? So didn't want to talk to me to this day because I didn't try her. But I'm like, you just told me all of that stuff. Like, I was just like, you know what? The logic is not logical. So I've learned a lot about dating. Like what's said ain't what's said.
To leave on a good note, from a good piece of advice is this: understanding who y'all are. The great thing about it is man, the older we get, the more of a rarity we become. And sitting here looking at y'all, you know what I'm saying? You know how they say fine wine? Well, I think black men should be their own bottle. Because if a black heterosexual man who take care of himself, who don't beat women, who respects women, who is a good father and is respectful on all courses and can take, like I said, can take care of himself. Oh man, that's the rarest. So that's like a 1942 Chateau Blanc. Shit. So every year you just gonna get better and better. So a lot of times women can say this and this and this and this, but at the end of the day, you can make children until you're 80. Go ahead, Horace.
No, and you are right. I'm giving it over to Chris Leo because Chris Leo, due to copyright infringement, you will be playing the conversation piece that we will be speaking on next. Unless you didn't cue it up, you can just speak on it. What's good?
Well, hopefully I can get it here. But last week we ended off with a with a popular video that was going around, and we wanted to make sure we touched on it this week. So hopefully, hold up.
Oh my God.
Hold up. Let me see if I can get it together here.
So the point of me making this live was basically I realized today that I have nothing to offer a man. Nothing. And I feel like it took me 32 years to realize it, because I just found that out today. So I was today years old when I realized it. And then it took me a lot of pride swallowing to be able to admit it. I'm going to tell you why I feel the way I feel. This is not based off anyone else. This is only based off myself. But I just wanted to share it just in case it may help somebody else. I feel like I don't have anything to offer to a man because a man asked me what I had to offer him. And it was the way he asked that made me realize that I don't. He simply stated, I realize that you're single, but tell me, what would I benefit from having you as my woman? Now, outside of the basics, like, oh, I look nice, I can cook, I work, I didn't have nothing else to offer. And the reason I realized that I didn't is because I got to thinking about myself. And all I've been doing for so many years is just working and taking care of kids. I don't know necessarily what I'm into. So there goes hobbies. I'm not necessarily sure my feminine level of energy, because majority of my relationships, I wore the pants. So how can you, as a woman, offer to be a woman to a man if you've never fully been a woman? I am a woman because I'm a female, but I'm talking about like actually be a woman, like to a man. I've never experienced that, so I don't know what that feels like. So I can't honestly say that I have anything to offer as far as a woman outside of just being a woman. So that means all I really do have to offer is some pussy because I'm a woman and we have one. That's really not enough. I can't honestly say I can offer you a nurturing environment, because I'm too frustrated about the children that I have and the lack of help that I have with them. So it's like I can't necessarily be so nurturing to you when I'm frustrated at the amount of nurturing that I'm already doing. So therefore, I know I can't offer you that. I can offer cooking for you, but then to me, it comes at a price, because if you're coming and you're sitting and you're eating my food and you're not providing any of it, I'm a feel away. So now I'm offering you bitterness. That's not anything a man wants. Why would you want a bitter female? Well, I'm bitter because of my own merits. So it's not your job to fix the bitterness. It's my job to fix. As much as I want a man to come to me ready, able to provide, work, and handle himself, I think that me as a female, I need to have my emotions in check, because if a man wants peace, I don't have any, because I'm frustrated. I'm bitter, I'm emotional, I'm upset. So I made this video because today I realized that I don't have anything to offer a man outside of good looks. And
fellas, this has to be the sexiest thing I have ever seen on a woman. This is the sexiest thing a woman can do. This is fuck the twerking, the makeup, the everything. This is the sexiest thing as a woman can do. This is self-awareness. This is humility, and most importantly, this is accountability. When we talked about women, it's like you're talking to gangsters. You know what I'm saying? You're talking to people that no matter what situation they put themselves in, they're just better. They're still good. And I understand that there's an intrinsic value in women just for being women, but at the same time, you got to understand that this woman taking accountability of the situation that she put herself in. And if a woman can take accountability of a situation that she put herself in, it makes it so much easier for a man to come in and be an assistance, be a help, lead that situation. You can't lead somebody that doesn't want to even want to follow. So what I'm hearing from this woman is saying, look, I put myself in this position. This is what I got going on. I can't, like, even what she said about the food thing. I've been jokingly talking to women. They say they're cooking, and I say, "What's up with my plate? Oh, you gonna buy the food?" Like that's just hospitality. I've never in my whole entire life ever asked a woman to pay for a date. I've never asked a woman to pay for food, ever. A woman has. I can't say that I haven't been bought food and paid for dates. I mean, women that haven't paid for dates, but I've never requested that. If I was ever cooking, I've never told a woman she has to buy the food just for me to give her a plate. We give plates away every time somebody would come to my mother's house, she would give you something to eat. That's just normal. And my mama didn't care how many times DeMario came over there, she was gonna feed him. Like that's womanhood. So I think what I'm hearing from this woman is the best thing a woman can do. It's the sexiest thing a woman can do. This is humility. It ain't like you talking to somebody that think they're above you just because they're a woman. They think that, hey, look, I did these, I done screwed up, I got this situation going on. If you come in and help me, I would appreciate it. Because people that expect things and think they deserve things, they have a hard time appreciating it. And if for any man that comes in, I think that all of us, by being raised by women and all constantly, the narrative's been about in a female nature. We all got a little Captain Kirk in us, and that's just what it is. We don't have, but that's not a problem. We're supposed to want to help women. We're supposed to want to be there for women. And so I totally appreciate this woman, man. This is the type of woman that if I was going to be with someone, this is the type of woman that I would seek out. A woman that shows humility, that shows self-awareness, and most importantly, accountability. Now, watch these comments. These are totally opposite women. But what did y'all think about that one?
Mario. What did Mario have?
Oh boy, I was just thinking the same thing, my brother.
Yeah, the same thing, dog.
You know, I just want to talk to the accountability part. I always think it's great when anybody have accountability. So just to hear her say, like, yeah, I wasn't going to be frustrated because of the kids I have, because it's true that having a lot of kids doing it on your own, it gives you a level of frustration. I don't care who you are. I don't care what kind of job you have. Right now, when my wife leave and I had my nephew and my son, I was over here trying to pull out the little bit of hair I got left on my head. So to imagine a woman dealing with that, three kids or two kids day in and day out, you're gonna be frustrated. It's just a bipartisan of having two kids. You know what I'm saying? But then to talk to some women, they be acting like it. Like when you tell them about it, they act like it don't exist. Like you just making this up. Like you know you've been frustrated. Like I ain't frustrated. It must be you. Like it's like, you know. And it sometimes I tend to tell everybody, you got to focus on you. I tell all the men, don't worry about what they doing. Focus on us. Focus on us. But it is some truth to that. Like at some point, I just wish our women to wrap their arms around other women and hold them accountable. And it's okay. Like it's okay. Like if I'm being a shitty guy and Chris is not supposed to agree with me. Horace is not supposed to be agreeing with me being a shitty husband. They're supposed to say, nah, bro, you're being a shitty husband. Do better. It seems like that lack of that accountability that so many women say they have, I never see it. And I'm saying, why I don't ever see it? Like, it's very rare that I really see that. For her to say this right here, I looked at the comments. When Chris showed me that, I looked at the comments on that video. I seen so many, that's just you. I bet you don't know your worth. All women. I looked at the comments before I said this, because when Chris said, I said, damn, that's great what she said. But let me see how her sisters uphold her and pat her on the back and uplift her when she was being so transparent in her weakest moment. I didn't see that. I seen a whole bunch of, yeah, it's you. See, this the kind of women, she tried, are you sorry? I seen all of that. And I'm like, well, damn. The woman was on here telling her truth. And I seen so many people, especially women, tearing her down for telling her truth. And so, and even if you know better or can do better, I didn't see people saying, well, damn, sis, I went through the same thing. This is how you get out of that. Well, damn, sis, this is what I did to get out of this. Well, this is what I did to get out. I didn't see that. I seen, that bitch with the red hat. That's why he didn't want you. You got them damn kids. You ain't good. Yeah, you shouldn't be able to cook. You just mad. I seen all of that. And I was like, damn. Mm-hmm. It's crazy because when I look on my every time I talk to women, they always say, who? Not me and my girls. Me and my girls support each other. Me and my girls hold each other accountable. But I seen over 5,000 comments. I ain't read them all. The majority of them was not supporting, was not uplifting, was not holding, was not sister. We got your back. I didn't see a lot of that. But that's not my fight. I'm just telling you what I see. Go ahead, Horace.
Yes.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna keep it simple because we got one more topic. What I got from that and what I observed from that is like when a person gets a new discovery or a new sense of appreciation or gratitude. You remember
Mm,
when you were growing up and you know your mom and dad would buy you food or shoes and all that, and then that one day, like, listen, this is what happened to me. I had a job. I got my first job. In my mind, my parents still gonna be buying my food, buying my clothes, all that. I'm gonna be getting paid and saving my money. What I found out was that was the day I officially was a man and independent, right? And then once I started paying for my own shoes, paying for my own clothes, boy, I had an appreciation. Like all the times they were taking me to get some food, some dinner, those sneakers I wanted, and seeing how my money came into play now. And I think that's what's happening from this situation with this young lady here. Like I said on the show, I will say something and be transparent from my side, and then you have somebody say, "Well, who are the women y'all dating?" or where do you finding these women? I'd be like, so I'm totally crazy. So from that conversation there, that's what I got from that. A woman that was transparent enough to say or be humble enough to at least spark a conversation. This should have made some women listen without goddamn. I forgot how that saying is, but she actually listens. If you listen to her, you should be able to take something away from it.
Right.
Listen to hear, not to argue. So
mm.
that's what I got from that.
Yes. I mean, like I said, that's the sexiest thing a woman could ever do, right there. That's the sexiest thing a woman could do. That makes you want to help her. That makes you want to take care of her because she's being vulnerable. Nobody wants to date a Crip or a Blood. Nobody wants to date you gangsters. None of y'all. Fuck that. Nobody wants to date you gangsters. We want soft, feminine women that understand. Hey, we got into it. I got myself in a situation. You gonna be the one that you can be the one that gets me out or help me out through it, and I would be greatly appreciative of it. That was the sexiest thing a woman could ever do, and I applaud that young lady. I applaud her. Depending on how many kids she has,
Yeah,
she was
that's
my
what I was
number
gonna
three.
say. So do you feel this? I got just to piggyback. I know we got one more thing, but it seems like it's almost the person. It's like you listening to some guy who been to prison telling somebody don't pick up the gun. So how do we get that message to the women before they get tired, before they have two kids and be stressed out? Because right now, like Horace was alluding to, in hindsight, you like, damn, now I'm here. I see I had it good back there. So how do you get to the women before they tired, before they stressed out? And that's what I looked in the comments to see, so I could see a little bit of them. But I went on a couple people's pages because I was doing my research to look for this, and I seen that a lot of the younger women who probably didn't have no children on their page, or was like 23, 25, in that area right there. Well, she don't speak for us. Nah, that's that bitch. Nobody ain't tell you to have all them kids. Like, they're not fucking every day. Like, all it's gonna take is one slip up, and that's who you are. You know what I'm saying? No accountability. But I think that's a good thing to find out, how do they stop? How do you get them before they get to that level of, like, I'm tired, I'm broke down, I'm fucked up. I wish I had known better. You know what I'm saying?
We can't do it, Mario. Women, I would say a majority or some, do not listen to men. Just like other men got to affirm other men, it's going to take women to have that conversation. Hell, it might take Beyonce to make a song about it or somebody to do. It just seems like we at that point in life, they not listening to us. We've had some majestic moments on this show that got missed because the comprehension just wasn't there. And then later on, we'll see somebody, and we had this, do a video and it gets shared 1,000 times. And I'm like, Mario just said this shit last week. You know what I mean? So it's amazing how we pay attention to who says what. The gospel is the gospel, no matter where you go. But
I think what Vanessa said, if you put her comment up, me and my wife were just talking about that. And me and Vanessa, when she came up, we were talking about that. I think that's the curse of that stigma of that strong black woman. See, they lead you to put you in that rut, and then they pat you on your back while you're there, so you don't think that you deserve to get out of it. And I think that's what's killing us as a people. Because when a woman get down and she carrying the bags, killing the food, preparing the food, instead of people saying, man, that woman need help, we say, that's a strong black woman. But bro, I don't want to see no more strong black women. I want to see women who are allowed to be women in all its entirety, like Chris said, feminine and roaring in their feminine essence that God gave them. I want to see that. I want to see black women being housewives. I want to see black women not having to worry about opening the doors. I want to see black women walk being safe, feeling protected. I want to see that. I'm tired of seeing strong ass black women fucking work to death till they 50, then start raising their grandkids when they 60, because their daughter is a representation of them all over again. I'm tired of seeing that, bro. I feel sorry for them.
I need Kobe Bryant. More feminine energy, more servitude, like
for real, man. I'm tired of that. You know, it just sad. I know a lot of women that age, who like 50s and 60s, who are alone, are still raising their grandkids, and their daughters repeating the same cycle. And it's like, this lady done raised her kids, now she raising her grandkids, and she don't have nobody. And that's a woman. That's what she gave birth. She brought life into this world. And now she don't never gonna have nothing. There's nobody she get to lay her head on her chest. And it's just sad, bro. It's sad.
All right, we're gonna get. Listen. I'm gonna give a viewer question. It's a viewer question, people. I have to give the disclaimer because the hate may be real. Hard to always come up with these goddamn topics, and boy, I swear to God, I'll be so mad at it. And you don't think I know y'all be saying shit too, all right?
Yeah, I do.
Y'all ain't innocent. Boy, you was hell my butter. All right, last minute question came in. Why is the relationship between black men and the gay community so strained? What can be done to be able to coexist? I'm going to Chris.
Well, I could talk on a personal level. I grew up with my grandmother, and there's three things my grandma hated: cops, white people, and sissies. She hated them, and I grew up with that same mentality. But I like to think, as a grown man, I have done away with that mentality. I don't hate white people. I don't hate cops, and I don't hate gay people just because of who they choose to sleep with. Now, I mean, at the same token, I don't have any gay friends, openly gay friends. I don't have any openly gay friends, male or female. I'm just gonna be completely transparent here. I still cringe when I see male and male affection being shown. If it's on the TV, I look away and everything like that. I don't try to go see it in any kind of way. If I know it's going to be on a TV show, I don't watch. I don't genuinely watch. And I ain't at Boosie level now of hate, but I just, turn away. I'm not a little Nas X fan, but I do feel as though I'm a hypocrite because I am a lesbian. I'm through and through. I'm a lesbian, and I have participated in alternative lifestyle with women. So I don't have an issue. I don't really have an issue in that sense. So I'm hypocritical in that. I don't have butch friends, but I do love me some films. So it's a give and take there. But to be serious, I think that in a macrocosm, I think that men, honestly, I think men are jealous of that community. You know what I'm saying? Black men are jealous of that community. And what I mean by that is the way our women, black women, deal with that community. We see our black women treat homosexual black men in a great way, in a way that they don't treat us. So I think it's a level of envy that we get from how black women operate with homosexual black men. And we want that same love. We want that same appreciation. We want you guys to feel safe when you're around us. Just like you can easily go to a homosexual black man house, no problem, and you feel like comfortable. We want the same thing. So I think we're envious of that. Also, I think that we're starting to feel like, because I've said it a lot, and I think that I honestly believe that there's a war on masculinity, and we think that they're trying to switch that our masculinity for that masculinity, and we don't want to go extinct. We don't want our representation to be done with in place of that. So I think there's a lot. I think there's a lot of different dynamics, man. I personally don't have hate for that community at all. I don't go out of my way to talk bad about them and nothing like that. But I do got some growing to do. I do got some maturing to do on that community myself. But that's what I say. I just think it's a lot of reasons. And maybe we feel like they trying to be dominant. They want power. They don't want equality. They want the power. They want to be able to say what's right and what's wrong, or how we should think. And I think that's the problem. What do you think, Mario?
That's me.
What's up?
Well, I would say this. First of all, what two dudes do with each other behind closed doors, that's their business. All right? When they do what they do, my ass don't feel a thing. Me personally, I don't even like a hard shit. But back to the situation. Why is the relationship between black men and the gay community so strained? Chris nailed almost all of the topics. The bigger thing is it's the disrespect. I think that black females, or females, I'm gonna just say women, have not recognized or even acknowledged that there is a war on black men. There's a war on the black home. One of the biggest components to the black family is the man, who has been targeted through social programs, through incarceration, through so many outlets. Like, the black man is constantly trying to be removed. What is wrong with a black man? By design, I'm a black man. Why is it that I am eradicated in movies? I am not really visible in a good way in everyday life. So yeah, I'm sorry. The relationship can be better once you guys acknowledge that we're not less than. When the last time you seen a movie? Right now, I just seen 3 commercials this afternoon about HIV or family, and it's 2 men kissing. Like, it's so redundant, so I feel like it's training. TV is programming. Even when I see a family situation as a black man, white woman, like, how hard is it for the black man to be given some reverence when you're in a social era where you complain about black youth? If my dad was a king, I'm going to walk a little different because I know I come from royalty. But if you picture me as less than, I'm going to operate a little bit differently. So I think the campaign, last off, to put it, because I don't want to rant, black people have so many things go around in this world. When it came to the women's movement, the black women went out there with the white women and joined the female movement. There were no problems with the black family. But anytime there's a movement going on in this country, we are a part of it. But then when they were killing black males unfairly, how many people you seen out there with us? We join everybody's cause, but when we have a problem, it ain't valid until it's a problem to everybody else. So I think I got to put this on us. When you acknowledge, because you guys put everything so high, and the black man is once again at the bottom, and you don't speak of us in a highlight until you try to picture us or you paint us as a problem. Black men not protecting black women. Black men are in the closet and gay. Black men not taking care of their children. When have you said something amazing or positive about black men? But a black woman or a woman will have all the trust in the world for a gay man. Even call him the best friend, despite both of y'all going for the same thing. So for black women to say it's not a lot of black men, it's not a lot of eligible, you're hanging with a guy that possibly could take what you're after. So I just need y'all to act like the issues are not relevant. Don't make it seem like black men are just acting up for no reason. All we're saying is stop acting like we do not exist. So I'll take my hate mail starting at 8 a.m. in the morning, but we don't have a problem with that community, but stop trying to erase the black man. White supremacy has done that enough. So that's what I got, Mario.
Well, I think lately when I got married, this was a good topic too, because my wife has some gay friends who've been friends with for like years and years and years. Matter of fact, two of them attended my wedding. Y'all guys remember they was there, right? You know what I'm saying? Cool dudes. So my first time, like Chris said, I don't have no gay friends. So my first time ever like being around a gay couple of men who didn't snap their fingers 10 times, yell up and down, and force me into their world. Like they were just two dudes who happened to be together. And they talked and had conversation. It was just regular. And then I started saying, well, bro, I don't really got a problem with that. Like them two, like I don't care what they do. Like I don't see nothing like even them holding it was just they were just having a relationship normal. I think they was enjoying each other. My problem comes when you forcing me to be a part of you. Like that's when we gotta like when you forcing me. And I'm not saying forcing me by like I'm saying this. Straight men don't wear a black, red, and green rainbow everywhere they go. They don't make sure it's just I'm this and I'm that. I stand alone. Listen, you can say what you want about anybody except for gay people. Like the Dave Chappelle, hence the Dave Chappelle thing. Like, why do gay people get so many rights that nobody else get? So Dave Chappelle can talk about blacks, whites, Chinese people, Russians, Jews. He could talk about for years anybody in the world. But if he say something about gay people, oh, it's just the end of the world. Shut him down. He should never be allowed to. Come on, bro. Like, why the fuck do y'all get that much pride? It's still black men getting hung in parks. We don't, as black men, we don't even have that much. Black women don't even have that much. Spanish people don't, they still locking them in cages. So why the fuck do y'all think that nobody gonna be able to say nothing about y'all else shut them down? Shut their whole existence down if somebody say, bro, if Tootie like midget, now this one finna go off the rail. I'm probably gonna be like, Tootie like the little midget. And then everybody will think it's a joke. If I say Tootie like dudes, they'll block me and Instagram will send me a thing for hate speech. Come on, bro. Like, how the fuck do y'all get all this power and pride for it? Be you. But I don't think nobody's above ridicule. Nobody's above getting picked at. Nobody's above getting nobody. Everybody's on the same playing field. If I could talk about you for your teeth, your eyes, or you dating fat girls, or you dating skinny guys, I could talk about you for dating dudes. I should be able to. I should be able to talk about whatever I want. I just don't like the heightened like care the world handles them with. That's the only problem I got. Treat them just like everybody else. Hey, bro, if you're a dude and we get into a fight and you call me, if I say, yeah, bald-headed mother, and I'm hitting you, it's the same hits. But if I say faggot and I hit you, oh, I get 10 more years. Man, get the hell out of here. That's the only part I don't like.
Yeah. This question came from this weekend. I think my sister, because me and my sister had a conversation about this. I don't know how my brother felt this way, but he felt like Spider-Man is gay, so he didn't want his son watching it or whatever. So, and my sister is she's a bleeding heart. She loves everybody for the most part. And she wanted to talk about this. Like, why is this such a strange relationship? And like I've discussed it with her a lot too. Like I grew up a certain way. I grew up, hating, but now as a grown man, I just don't feel that same way. I don't care who you sleeping with. And if you want to be on TV, I think I can choose not to want to see it. It just doesn't do nothing for me. You know what I'm saying? And I would rather personally not see it. Again, I may need to work on my personal relationships with that community because, like I said, I don't have any friends. But as far as hating them and don't want them to progress, that's just truly not how I feel. And I think I speak for a lot of black men.
A lot.
That we don't care. There's not that big of a deal. But we don't want you guys. But we don't want you guys to bully us. You know what I'm saying?
you.
We don't want you to be able to bully us. We want to be able to, if you say something, we're going to say something. If you call us something, we're going to call you something. And it
But
should
I'm
be
saying,
fine.
look, bro, if you don't like to be around Eagles fans, do I have to? Like, that's my point. If I'm not beating you up, if I'm not stopping you from getting a job, if I'm not throwing bricks through your house, like, why? Because if some, like right now, Mario say, I don't want my son to say that, why doesn't he not have the right to not want that? That's all I want to know.
Yeah,
why does he not have the right to not want that?
Can I ask you something? You know what? It has gotten to be a marker. We got male, female, but now you have, even on a job or conversation, it is so hey, this is Randy, and he's gay. Like, who cares? Like, if you have somebody, okay, cool. But then it's got like, it has to be recognized. He's gay. You be like, okay. Yeah. Like, this person is like, what do you want from me? Like, who cares? Like, that is a sexual orientation that you guys are creating into something different. Like, hey, that's cool. Nice to meet you. But it's like, almost like the bullying, but it's also like manipulation. All I'm saying is, I don't care what you do. I'm gonna treat you just like anybody else. But I just see where society has once again tried to diminish the importance of us or our value, and we're here every day. I wish they put a campaign to make the black man, like they emphasize commercials, TV, hell, every Disney show. Man, these kids can't even be kids because you're gonna emphasize the importance of having a gay character in the show. Hell, even in some of the schools where they're teaching about transgender, this elementary school, man, like just elementary school. Can the kids be kids? Can you get to like, how important is that where the kids can't even have a childhood without you bullying into some new curriculum? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Chris.
I see that's slightly why I push back on it, simply because it is, everything is about representation, especially with black people. We always talk about representation. We thought it was great when we seen Black Panther, a black man as a superhero. So I'm pretty sure that community want to be represented as far as the percentages of which they are in this country. So if they are 10% of middle school kids, they probably want to be shown 10%. If they're 10% of 20% of black males, they probably want to be shown. So I don't have a problem with that representation. What I have a problem with is, according to what what sparked this conversation with my sister, me choosing not to watch.
Right.
I don't want nobody to tell me something I'm wrong because I chose not to. Right. I just choose not to watch it. I get that choice. I get the choice of want to not want my nephew to be that. Now, whether it's wrong, right or wrong, I would love to have representation for that community to come on the show and have this conversation with us, because I can only think so far. I don't know that community, and I would love to have this conversation. We don't shy away from it. We would love to have it, but we want the right to say, I don't want to watch that. I don't have to talk bad about it. I don't have to do nothing physical to them people. I don't have to hate on them people, but I think I want the same rights to feel the way I want to feel about these situations without being told that I'm wrong, because you're not the moral compass of the world. You're not the moral judgment of the world. That's all I'm saying.
Bro, you can say the N-word, right? Going back to Dave Chappelle, we can go to the Raiders coach that just got fired. Like, he said a lot of stuff, but it wasn't until you said something about gay. So I applaud y'all, but you can't tell me at 1 minute, like, we all gay people are different, but then you emphasize how all of a sudden, like the comment, I had an argument on the show one time where this woman compared the rights for gays compared to the civil rights. And so sometime, bro, and then me having the argument and debate with her was controversial. So it's like, I can't even have a conversation where I can voice my opinion or my disagreement. So we're saying the same thing. I just feel like, hey, be you, but I'm gonna be me. and you're not gonna bully me into changing my stance, which is almost like forced.
I think the biggest thing is like this. Some people believe you shouldn't go to college. Some people believe you should. So some parents gonna teach their kid you got to go to college. Some parents gonna teach their kid college is a waste of time, bro. However you gonna teach is gonna be somebody who's gonna push back on however you teach your kids, one way or another. You can teach them do this. Some people gonna say don't do this. So I feel like this. At the end of the day, your child gonna get old enough to understand that, hey, this is what I want to do. Because there's so many dads out there who have taught their son not to be gay, who still turn out gay. So dads teaching their son not to watch Spider-Man ain't gonna stop nothing. If he's gonna be whatever he's gonna be that, because that's just the world we live in. My whole problem is that I don't care. I should have the right to not want to. That's all I want to say. Like, we talking about rights. We've been fighting for rights for years. Just like right now, if you had a right to paint the street rainbow, right, in the middle of it, I have the right to say I don't want to go down that street. Like, but if I used to say that out loud, I'm the worst person in the world. So you have the right to paint this. Okay, you paint your like right now. I don't go places in Atlanta because I don't want to. I don't bother with them. I don't mess with them. I don't want to be a bride. I don't have no problem with it. Like I said, my wife got good. They come up, they do their thing. I'm saying if I choose not to go in that point of time and I say it, oh, I'm the worst person in the world. Because I don't want to go there. Not because I want it shut down. Not because I want the doors closed. Just simply because I don't want to go there.
Oh my God.
That's crazy right there. And if you don't see that's bullying, I don't know what you call that then.
These comments here are what, it's just like, how, bro, I'm saying, like, I don't even know how to argue it because it just gets to the point where it's redundant. Like, do they get to say, I don't want to watch straight people fall in love? Like, you're changing the dialogue, man. Like,
they don't have to. They can just not watch it.
I think if they did and they chose
did,
not to watch
it, damn.
Then that's
and I wouldn't say, hey, you straightophobic. And you should be and take his Instagram because he don't want to watch this. Hey, and make him get fired at his job because he don't want to watch this. Bro, if you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. Who gives a fuck? That's what I'm saying. Like right now, that's what I'm saying. Like, why do I have to do what you want me to do? And so, because that's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. If I voice, I don't want to walk down a Rainbow Street, I'm crucified just by voicing it. But okay, what's the problem? If I'm not messing with y'all, I don't have the right not to walk down the street. But that'll be true, and you know it's true. Let's deal with that fact. If I have to come out and say, "Hey, man, I'm not going to Peachtree because they painted the street." This is me. DeMario, am not going to Peachtree because they painted the straight rainbow. They would. Oh, he's homophobic. Oh, he's did. Why do you care what I do? Why do you care if I walk down that street?
Yeah, I think it's also about power, man. I think we don't have the power to stop anybody from that community from doing anything. I think the problem is when you have the power to affect those people's lives. That's when the problem is. It's like with racism. A white person not liking me, who gives a shit? But him not liking me and not giving me a job, him not liking me and pulling me over wrongly, throwing me in prison, throwing me in jail for the wrong reasons. That's the problem. I think that if there's any battle, it should be against the power, the people that's in power that have the ability to affect your life, and they hate you, and that affects their decision making, because the regular people they can't do anything to that community, because as of what I see now, that community is the one that has the power. So I think that's the dynamic that we need to be looking at. Who are using their power and influence to negatively affect that community, and we're not one of them. We're definitely not one of them. You're not going to hear us get on our platform talking down on that community or whatever, or not being accepting of that community at all. We just feel like this is what I don't know. Maybe just the old caveman in me. I just don't like seeing it. I don't know why. I don't like seeing two men kiss. I have no idea. I don't know. But then on the other hand, I like seeing two women kiss. So it's like I don't know. I'm hypocritical in that sense.
But you still have a right, even if you choose to be hypocritical. You can. I'm saying the freedom of speech. Like if I don't like something, I can't. You're punishing me for not going along with the agenda, or not saying I don't want to watch a sausage fest in the movie that I just watched. You know what I mean? Like I keep saying, if I make a comment, you used to can make jokes. Now, if I'm in a comment on Instagram and I say something that somebody don't like, I'm suspended. I might get my page deleted. But ain't nobody ever said nothing about somebody calling me an N-word in any of those conversations. So I'm like, you can't say we good and then kind of sensationalize your victimization as well.
But see, I feel like this. I'm a home inspector. If a racist white guy say, I don't want no black guy to come inspect my home. Okay.
Cool.
So I'm not gonna be like, so tell me why. You can't say that. Why you don't want me to come inspect your? I should be allowed to come inspect your home, bro. Go call somebody else. I don't understand. Like what? I'm saying. Like that's the thing. I'm reading these comments. Like, well, just don't walk. The point is not me walking down the street. The point is if I say it, then if I go on Instagram right now and say it, just say it. Just say I'm not walking down this Rainbow Street. Just say it. My shit will be flagged within 24 hours. But I could go on there and say, this nigga Chris crazy. No flag. Amazing.
Hey, wait a minute. And sorry, I'm going to talk about the comments because the backlash that we're getting in these comments are from women. So I must say, I find that interesting as well. It is my job on the show to take the hate mail. So I do have an issue with, even on the show, we're sharing our thoughts on a question that was asked to us, and we're getting rotten tomatoes thrown at the screen for how black men think about this.
Bro, just think about Dave Chappelle. Understand? Let's just bring that up. Like, just think about that. This man tells jokes. He has a Chinese or Asian wife.
Yeah.
He talks about the Asian community with an Asian wife.
Yeah.
This man talks about everybody. He had a gay lady who was his friend. I went to his show, seen the whole skit. He got a whole new movie coming out about this whole thing. And it's crazy because they tried to cancel this man about making jokes. We've been doing jokes, but that's just, so that has no point or related to what I'm talking about right now. That goes over their head. So that doesn't mean, it doesn't shift the dynamic. That they tried to cancel a comedian for making a joke.
And the thing about it is this: it ain't like gay, especially black gays, hasn't been in the media before. I remember watching Martin shows and seeing gay people in that show, or men portraying gay people. I don't know if they was actually gay. The one we call them your harmony. Remember that in the DMV or whatever. So we've always had this. I've watched Jamie Foxx be one. I watched Martin be Shanae. I watched these things over and over again. I remember a movie with Will Smith, 7 Degrees of Separation, where the whole movie went on and he turned out to be gay. So we've watched it, we've seen it. It's just, I guess now just the actual act is it's different.
Chris. Different. If Martin do that same exact role right now, because in that thing, the man was coming on to Martin. And Martin was like, get the hell away from me. That's canceled right now. Martin show would be, they would do a walkout, a boycott, and everything on that show. About the same shit we laughed at for years.
Yeah.
And we watched it back then. I watched Keenan Ivory Rings and David Allegreal and Damon Wayans do the shit.
Right. On film.
Right. And then that was a joke. Because they were making fun of that community. That whole show was a parody of that community. And it went on for years and nobody had, and it's like, bro, I don't understand what's going on here.
Can I give y'all another example? Floyd Mayweather at the game, he said, and this don't even say the guy gay. He just said, I don't take pictures with guys that wear fingernail polish. Now you can't touch Floyd because his money too long, but that ended up turning into a national news story because this man said, I don't want to take a picture with somebody. I think the society, black men are already down here. But damn, now I don't have freedom of speech. I don't
But
have
bro,
freedom
why
of
a
choice.
grown ass man can't? I seen
That's
remember
my
they said
point.
if I don't like something, I don't have to tell everybody that I don't like it. But I'm
Mm.
grown as fuck. I can do that though. See, I paid for everything that I got right now. So if I want to walk out of my door right now that I pay for and scream, I don't like pepperoni, I can do that. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. But I should have the right as a taxpaying American to scream that shit to the top of my lungs if I want to. If I want to, I should have that right. I don't understand.
See, Baloo.
That's just common decent. I should have that right. But I
We
can't.
highlighting.
Because if
We
I
highlighting.
scream, I don't like gay people tomorrow, oh, it's a hate crime.
You know
And
what?
they'll videotape it and I get fired tomorrow.
Baloo gave us the last example. So to add to what we're saying is victimization, the bullying. Victimization is the bullying. I was told they had to try to cancel Genuine for kissing on Big Brother. Come on, man. It's the hypocrisy. That's the last one. It's the hypocrisy. You can't pick and choose when you're offended.
Yeah,
That's
I
my,
think
that's
that's
my
it. I
close.
think that's just it. I think that's just it. We don't want to be bullied no more than anyone else
Right.
wants to be. And I think that is to answer the question, not to put all this other sauce on it, but to answer the question. That's what I think is some of the reasons why there's a disconnect in the two communities. But we all black at the same time.
All right. And we can have this conversation at any time they want to revisit it. I did send a link out. Rights are circular. You have the right to do that, but once you make a stand public, you open yourself to ridicule. That's not ridicule. It's bullying. I
Right.
can't.
See, it's a difference. Like ridicule is saying I don't like Mario and I don't care about that.
Yeah.
Ridicule is not calling my job and getting me fired. That's
Yeah.
not ridicule.
Yeah.
That's way above and beyond. Right now, speaking against gay people will get you fired, ostracized, and kicked out your community. That's a fact. Ridicule is saying I don't like you. I don't care if you don't like me. Who gives a damn? But right now, that's the point.
But again, if we have any members of that community in the audience, and you guys want to have an open, honest conversation, we're more than willing to have that conversation with you because there's certain things that I just don't understand. I don't understand. I don't know where you're coming from because I never walked in your shoes. So please,
that's what I want.
help
That's what I
us.
want. I want somebody, a man who openly gay to come and talk to us. I don't want the fucking Robins. Bring us Batman. We want somebody who actually live that shit day by day, minute by minute.
And just educate us on how it is. And this is a safe space.
Yeah. I want to know. I would love to ask these questions openly and have because I've had like the dudes we all seen at our wedding. I've had these talks and a lot of the stuff Chris saying, and I'm saying they agree. Like I don't think they should make you do that. I don't think that. I don't think that. I know gay dude. I'm talking about these dudes come to my house, everything. Some of my girl's best friends. So I seen them. They came out wedding, walked down and threw rice.
Man,
all my homeboys see them. It's not no. I invited them. I had to sign off on that. Come on, bro. I know you're up. Come on. I don't have no problem with that. But you're not gonna tell me what I can and what I can't say, bro. Hell no. I'm almost 40 years old and I pay every damn bill. Whatever it is, come with it. That's how I've been all my life. So
I'm closing that. The way society is set up, you can get fired for anything. Mia said the same thing is happening to white folks. I don't care about that community. I'm talking about black people. Stay focused. That's what I'm talking. That's a good example of we go and we go, oh, but white people, oh, but the Jewish people. We're talking about black people right now, and that's what my focus is. Black people.
Oh, she finna go off on you.
Let her. I'm sorry, but that's all I got. Listen, that is true, bro. We can be talking about, but no, it's okay for us to talk about us. I don't care about. I'm talking about us 100%.
You better not let Master hear you talking about that.
Man, listen. We always talk. Last week we gave an epiphany to people. People use this term talking about Uncle Tom. Uncle Tom was not the bad person. It was Sambo. So, I legitimately just say this because the black agenda is inconsistent. No comment. Reading is fundamental, Negro.
I told you she was gonna go out.
These chicks, man. Um, I legitimately say this is the black adjacent
I don't
assistant.
know. It might be Malcolm Mill.
Give me your
Bro,
ex.
I'm closing out, but we can have a conversation. I'm talking now. I think what's missing from the black male, black female conversation is comprehension. That is all for me tonight.
I think it'll be a powerful conversation. So if somebody knows somebody who can come on and enlighten us, I think that'll be, you know what I'm saying, breaking. Like, cause that's a good conversation. I want to hear from somebody who walked that every day. A black, they gotta be black though. They gotta be black. They gotta be a black man.
Oh
That's what they gotta be, a black man. So if you know somebody.
God. Amber, I appreciate it.
Hey, we love you, Amber. We love you.
A fresh one.
Not, she don't want to use. She don't want it old. I'm talking about fresh out the grease.
Hey man, listen, I try to enlighten their ass every week, and they ain't happy yet. Hey, closing comments. I'm gonna go to Mr. Hardy BSF, who's riding the
Hey man,
wheel.
we appreciate y'all coming, as y'all normally do in rare form.
Damn.
And disagree with 95% of the shit we say. Hey, without you, it would be no us. Let's just keep this straight. We'll just be four black guys over here making all the sense in the world, and people agreeing with us. And that'll be too much like perfect. So we appreciate y'all coming in every week. And I appreciate Auntie, man, holding us down, man. Holding us down. Salute Auntie. Hey, on a serious note, we want to tell, like Chris said, safe travel for Zay. We buried one of our closest homeboys today, and he actually attended the funeral. And we want to send prayers to his family. One of the guys who he is a black super friend. He grew up with us a long time, and I tell you, we could do 10 shows on the stories we have with him, and him leaving us in this early, because I still feel like we're kind of young men. It hurt a little different, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna keep his baby mama and his child and his mom and everybody who he left behind in their prayers, because just say, Jarvis, you will be missed, man. And, we love you. So go ahead.
Yeah, closing out before I go to Chris. Salute to Jarvis. Still have not processed that. He was always like the little brother, but he was also like your Sammy Sam at the same time. The little brother that you constantly had to just say, like, Jarvis. Like, you had to call his name all the time. Man, but prayers to him, prayers to his family. God bless his soul. I pray that his son does amazing things in life.
Yeah.
Salute to his baby mama. So that's my closing comments for the show, man. We losing people every day, and your work will speak for yourself. Chris Leo, 2022.
Yeah, I didn't know Jarvis like that. I didn't, I have no relationship with him, but I did, I do have a relationship with his child's mother. She's a good close friend of mine for a long time, ever since like seventh grade, and I do have a relationship with the son. I've coached him. I watched him since he was a little kid dribbling that basketball, man. So I wish nothing but great things for them, and prayers goes out to the loss, and last show of the year, man. I appreciate y'all stopping by. We don't care about the disagreements. We don't care about none of that. We just appreciate you guys showing love to us, and we're going to continue to show love to you. Thank you from the Beast SF Nation.
All right, listen, a couple days until the new year, which is 2022. I pray that all of you make it into the new year, and I pray that 2022 is a year that you take advantage of. Every day from the man above is a gift, and there's nothing like the present. We see you, Quentin Armstrong, in the comments. Auntie, thank you for holding me down, getting them in line down there. It will not be forgotten.
Shout out to Quentin, man. Him and Jarvis at one point of their life was the same person, man. You know what I'm saying? They was like, they was up under me all the time. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? How close me and Quentin is. That was one of them for me. So Hey, man, love everybody around you, man. Like Tudor said, we losing people every day.
Yep.
God bless y'all. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Thumbs up.